Hello. Look at the light now. Studying light, isn't it, really? Right, here we go. In this part I'm going to take you up to the branched review. And I can think about it. So we'd had the meeting and all returned, got on with our lives. But now it was becoming increasingly difficult. You could just feel it, it was in the air, people were talking. It was just, there was a definite atmosphere in there. I just kept telling the truth. Anyone who asked me, I told them. I said, that's what's happened. That's the way it is. And it's a bit like the New World Order, really. When you tell people the truth, when it's weird and they believed, and these people they just, some of them, their cohorts, thought they walked on water. And they just could not believe it. They used to look at you in a strange way, saying, why are you making that up? When really, it's their own life that's fallen to fucking bits. They just can't cope with the truth. So it went on like that. Then I heard that C, who'd made the call originally, silly bitch, and was now crying in the director's office, phoning them up at home. They made me do it, I didn't want to do it. You must hate me now because they're very needy and they need to be loved, you see. I personally thought she should have been phoning the Samaritans, not answering the calls. Which brings me to a point. I don't know anybody who can sit on their phone, listen to some of the things that these poor people who ring are going through, and give them support and mean it. It's impossible. She cannot mean it. Because when you're behaving like the way they behaved, then that's the real you. Pretending to be nice to people on the phone is not the real you. And that's one of the big things that sort of makes me think the most. How are they capable? What did they say to those people on the phone? Must have been awful. Anyway, she'd now been crying on his desk, coming in the office. I was told she was in the office crying. Really felt bad because she now was singled out, really. People, ordinary volunteers knew. They knew. I used to get approached all the while. I'd be sitting there with, say, a young volunteer who'd just come out of training and all that, and he'd been about 6 months, and they'd say to me, I think it's a bit secret in here, isn't it? And I'd say it is. It's very secret, yeah. And they knew. There was a feeling that you couldn't just do what you wanted. In theory, you're supposed to be able to join any part of it and just do what you like and it's all fun. But in reality, that doesn't happen. Let's take the prison team. Samaritans has a prison team. And I'll call TT, so there's not so many of the same initials, head of the prison team. And a weird thing about this is the prison team consisted of a couple of volunteers. Well, let's say we weren't very feisty. And we were told that when they did the training in prisons, what they do is train prisoners to be Samaritans, to talk to other prisoners. When they trained them, none of the training team did any of the training. He weren't allowed to do any of it. He wouldn't let them. He used to go in the cell and do it on his own. Now what does that say to you? And we know this because the director used to train in prisons when he wasn't Samaritan. And he knew most of the prisoners, prison guards and what have you. And one of them told him one day, because he said, how's he doing in the prisons? He said, doing. And then he told him. And he'd been doing the prisons for 9 years. Now remember that you're only supposed to be there for 3 and then move on. Give someone else a chance. That's another story. And when he got told to leave, you know, stop being a DD, he stropped and left the building. He took some of the key prison stuff, training stuff with him. So the person who was going to take the job couldn't get access to none of it. They were ringing him up at home and he wouldn't answer. And basically what happened was, most of them just decided, without actually saying it, not to stand there. I should just ignore him. And he was one of them. But of course I didn't know that he had friends. One of those friends being T. Anyway, I actually probably think it's illegal to take stuff out the building the way he did it, but of course, when you've got friends like they've got, you can do what you like, can't you? Anyway, he wouldn't stand down. And he actually sent an email to the person who was going to take the job saying, you know, what gives you the right? Basically, like, he got really, like, it was a bit of a mental problem, actually. People thought he was breaking down. He really thought it was his. He forgot we were a charity. He forgot all those things. But that's how needy these people are. So anyway, after that branch review, going in and moaning and all this, that and the other, it really started going down the pan. And when the director came to see us and tell us that they'd been in, making things up really, one of the people, strangely enough, who spoke out against me was V. Which, if you go back in the videos, I talk a lot about V. I had a conversation with her one night, came in, she looked like she was ignoring me, so I said to her, you okay, everything okay? And basically it got out of hand slightly, and she said, what are you doing? Why don't you just keep your mouth shut, what are you doing? I said, I'm telling the truth. How do you know it's the truth? I said, because I know. And in a nice, friendly, motherly way, she put her finger to her lips and went, keep it buttoned. They know what they're doing. I said, oh, I know what they're doing. I said, they're assassins, they're cowards. Because when I originally told V this, I said to her, if any of them's got the guts to come up to me, to my face, and say, why are you spreading rumours? I said, if they've got the guts to do that, I said, but they won't, and I guarantee they won't. I said, and you and I both know why they won't. I said, because I'm telling the truth. They know I am, and they cannot back up what they're saying. So they're going to use other methods. So we talked, and I pretended that everything was alright with her, and it wasn't. I knew exactly what she was. She was a fucking double agent, scurrilous, shifty, very shifty. So with this information, armed with this from the director, we took it to the next stage. And now, I'm going to take one last look at the light. It gets even interesting in the next stage, believe it or not. Here you go. And I must say as well at the end of this one, all this I'm telling you, this is for the people who basically got shafted by these people. That's why I'm doing it. I think it's important, because the next part gets really shady. And you'll understand when I tell you that, when you hear it. And again, I'm doing it in my own words. It's not written down. I'm doing it as I just think of it, really, like pretty much everything I do, really. I just ramble on. But the truth is in there. See you for the next one. Thanks now.